कर्नाटक
अच्छा जी मैंने मोर लिंक टा अलगा है ना
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Foundation Day celebrations of CSIR Institute of Minerals and Materials Technology, Bhubaneswar. To begin the program, I request our respected director, CSIR-IMMT Bhubaneswar, Professor S. Basu, and Dr. A.K. Sahu, Chairman, Foundation Day Celebrations Committee, to kindly come on to the dais, please.
सेकंड लेवल फॉलो करें
Thank you, sirs. Our Honorable Minister, Dr. Harshvardhan, and respected DG CSIR will be joining with us shortly. So we will be starting the program soon afterwards. Please stay tuned. Thank you.
वापस पढ़िए सर टू शॉट ऑन स्टेज एंकर काट दो परफेक्ट परफेक्ट चल जितने डायरेक्टर को क्लोजअप नहीं जाओ बट मेन डायरेक्टर एफर्ट है कुत्ता टाइप का कंप्यूटर का छोटे जम चल बस पैन में जाओ सेट और जूम आउट करो ठीक है बैनर तो देखिए बैनर बिल्ट अप करके बैनर को सेटा जूम पर बैनर तो देखिए ठीक है बैनर को चेंज करना है लोगों को पकड़ के चले गए
या माइक बची या तो स्टार्ट बची हां Shall we start, Sudhashita?
Namaste. Good morning, everyone. Honorable Union Minister of Science and Technology, Earth Sciences, Health and Family Welfare, and Vice President of CSIR, Dr. Harshvardhan, respected Director General, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, and Secretary, DSIR Government of India, Dr. Shekhar Simade, respected Director, CSIR Institute of Minerals and Materials Technology, Bhubaneswar, Professor S. Basu, Chairman of the Foundation Day Celebrations Committee, Dr. A.K. Sahu, all colleagues, staff, students, invitees, everyone joining us from the CSIR headquarters, Minister's office, and all guests joining us on this webcast. A hearty welcome to the 57th CSIR-IMMT Foundation Day celebrations. As you are aware, every year we celebrate our Foundation Day on 13th of April, and it was our proud privilege that our Honorable Minister agreed to be a part of this year's Foundation Day celebrations there. But due to the emerging pandemic situation, a national lockdown was imposed during that period. Keeping the celebrations aside and rising to the occasion, the scientists and students of IMMT got involved in the COVID-related research activities. It was very kind of our Honorable Minister that he remembered us now and agreed to join with us today when we are celebrating our Foundation Day. We are very grateful to you, sir. Let us now formally begin our celebrations by invoking the divine blessings. I request our respected director, Professor S. Vasu, and our Foundation Day Celebration Committee Chairman, Dr. A.K. Sahu, to kindly light the auspicious lamp. May I now invite our respected director, CSIR-IMMT Bhubaneswar, Professor S. Vasu, to deliver the welcome address and present the institution.
Respected Chief Guest, Honorable Minister of Science and Technology and Art Sciences, and the Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Vice President of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Dr. Harshvardhan ji, Guest of Honor, Dr. Shekhar C. Pandey, Secretary CSIR and DGCSIR, all my colleagues, staff members of CSIR-IMMT, invited guests, friends of CSIR watching live through webcast, and ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all and greet you all on the occasion of CSIR-IMMT's 57th Foundation Day celebration. This was supposed to be on April 13, like every other year, but due to national lockdown, we have postponed it to today. We are really very grateful to the Honorable Minister that he is present amongst us in spite of his busy schedule at the time of COVID-19. His blessings on this auspicious occasion will long be remembered. We are going through an unprecedented time of human history. Humankind's never seen such a pandemic in the recent times. SARS-CoV-2 virus, COVID-19, has infected more than 3.3 crores of people and more than 10 lakhs people have died across the globe. Sir, before I start formal presentation of yearly report, I must congratulate the entire team of CSIR the way we responded when common man looked at us to do something. We all felt virtually helpless when COVID-19 was at our doorstep. I have seen among the scientists and the staff members of CSIR-IMMT do something in such kind of situation when lockdown just began. with Honorable Prime Minister's vision and your guiding force and immaculate planning by CSIR under the able leadership of Dr. Shekhar C. Mande, CSIR contributed all possible ways to mitigate COVID-19. It is a well-known fact now. I am not going to the details of it. CSIR-IMMT does not work in the area of life sciences or biology, but we contributed to hospital-assisted devices and PPE vertical and came up with many products such as Hasta Suraksha, pedal-operated hand washing and sanitizer dispensing system, incubation boot, coffin to store body for longer period of time, sensor-based sanitizer dispenser, Jeev Nasi, disinfectant sprayer, 3D printed mask, sanitizer, soap, and many more. We have donated all these to AIIMS Bhubaneswar, Capital Hospital, Police Commissioner Office, local police stations, migrant workers camp, and many technologies transferred and commercialized by MSMEs, which is reflected in COVID-19 technology compendium brought out by CSIR. Let me concentrate on the activities performed by the staff members in 2019 and 20. The Institute excelled as usual like previous years, although we were battered by Cyclone Fani on May 3, 2019. You must be aware that IMMT not only brought back normalcy in the campus within 5 days, but did a big relief work during Fani in its vicinity, Cuttack and Bhubaneswar and all around Odisha. Recently, of course, we did the same during Amphan. External cash flow, ECF, which signifies Institute's potential to develop and deliver technology to the industry, has been increasing from the last few years. In 2019-20, the total planned and non-planned budget from CSIR was 68.52 crores as against ECF of 44.5 crores, which is more than 40% of CSIR-IMMT's total budget of 109 crore after deducting tax. This is the highest ECF so far generated by the institute. The labs R&D activities are primarily funded by NALCO, Vedanta, Tata Steel, JSW, JSPL, NMDC, Mihali Limited, CMPDI, NTPC, DMRL, Odisha Mining Corporation, MOIL, MSPCL, Rourkelas Steel Plant, NSPCL, MSKL, Ministry of Mines, Ministry of Steel, Ministry of Art Sciences, and Ministry of Science and Technology. The total number of external projects, GAP, SSP, CNP, executed is 83, whereas CSIR project, thematic area, young scientists executed is 38. The CSIR-IMMT's energy funding received during this period in different thematic verticals is 13.7 crores. Institute also gave seed grants in the form of 28 OLPs to the young scientists to encourage them to pursue R&D in their area of interest. We have published 107 papers in international journals, 4 patents filed, 1 granted, 1 technology transferred, and 5 MOU signed in 2019-20. Institute conducted 11 skill development and training programs and 42 Jigyasa programs during this period. All these are possible because of the hard work done by the scientists, staff members of all the division and the administrative staff and ESG staff members. CSIR-IMMT started 2 important high-value projects as a part of extensional activities directly related to societal work. First one, DSIR funded IMMT, Common Research and Technology Development Hub, CRTDH, in the area of new materials, chemical processes to help local MSMEs. The project outlay is approximately 12 crores over the 5 years. The other one is farm-based science and technology intervention for socio-economic development in the aspirational district of Navaranpur, Odisha. This is a RKVY project funded and the funding is in the tune of 6.58 crore for 2 years duration, participated by 12 CSIR, ICMR, ICAR and DBT institutes coordinated by CSIR-IMMT. I am happy to inform that Navaranpur District Administration recently won Scotch Platinum Award because of this effort. Several IMMT scientists received award in 2019-20, and the major ones are D.S. Rao received Dr. C.J. Cogging Award Gold Medal from MGMI, which is Mining, Geological and Metallurgical Institute, and National Geoscience Award from Ministry of Mines. R. Bhupati received Institute of Engineers of India Young Engineers Award. Alok Tripathi received Sitaram Gunta SGAT Award and Lala Ramkishore Singhal MGMI Award. Swati Mohanty received Govinda Gupta Memorial Drawing Shield by Institute of Engineers, Odisha. S.S. Rat and E.C. Ishwarya received R.P. Bhatnagar Award from MGMI. Sishi Mantri received Barger Young Researcher Award in Coating Research Excellence by Society of Protective Coatings. T.K. Serapati received Bharat Vikas Award. Shivarna Chatterjee awarded with E.S. Fellowship. Many well-known personalities visited IMMT past 1 year. The prominent ones are Honorable Governor of Odisha, Dr. Ganeshilal visited IMMT and blessed us. Honorable Minister of Steel and Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan, assured us full support during his visit to take IMMT's technology to pilot scale level and commercialization with industry participation. From the administrative point of view, we recruited 12 scientists and 1 technical officer and all have joined. The lab cannot prosper without the welfare of its community. We have taken up initiatives, IMMT colony area cleaning by regular staff in activities such as Swachh Pakhwada, organized yoga classes, cricket, badminton, volleyball, football tournament. We have completed additional lighting of campus roads, renovation of staff quarters and student hostels, paving campus roads, lighting of walking track in the cricket ground, planting of trees, construction of sidewalk and many more. Before I end, I would like to submit that Institute is working with many mineral and metallurgical industries which is essentially towards import substitution. The technology developed by Mineral Processing Division of IMMT on reduction, roasting and pelletizing of low and mean grade ore taken up by JSW Tensar and Athonic Metallics, and IMMT coal beneficiation technology developed jointly with NML and Simfer on washing of high ash Indian coal has good potential towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. If India has to produce 300 million tons of steel by 2030 or 2035, we have to use low-grade iron ore, fines, slimes and sludges. Surely this technology will help. Our technology on conversion of non-coking coal to coking coal and ferrocoke would work towards coal import substitution. There are several other technologies such as mineral ore pipeline transport technology of Department of Project Engineering for NMDC, strategic materials extraction such as cobalt from cobalt scrap for Binani, battery grade electrolytic manganese dioxide production for oil, total bulk extraction including rare earth from high ash with NALCO, sodium sulfate splitting for heavy water bore accomplished by Hydro Electrometallurgy Division are the work towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. Ferromanganese, ferrochrome from high-grade iron ore for Tata Steel using hydrogen plasma. Tungsten projectiles of missiles of Advanced Material Technology Division. Coating and sensor technology of Material Chemistry Division. Mineralogy of fly ash xenosphere of Central Characterization Division. Industry 4.0 ion pellet technology which is commercialized and deployed in JSW by Process Modeling and Instrumentation Division are commended. Water purification, NABL certified lab or testing lab or facility that we have, the wastewater treatment and environmental monitor technology of Environmental and Sustainable Division are in the ambit of Gaon Ka Pani Gaon Mein and supplying piped water to every Indian household. To fulfill Honorable Prime Minister's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat under Honorable Minister Dr. Harshvardhanji's direction, I assure you that the CSIR-IMMT is fully equipped to work towards it and will support CSIR and India at large under the leadership of Dr. Shekhar C. Mande, DGCSIR. I end here. Thank you for your time. Please stay safe. May God bless all. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for leading us from the front always and pushing us to work hard. We are honored to have with us today our respected Director General, CSIR, and Secretary DSIR, Government of India, Dr. Shekhar C. Mande, as today's guest of honor. With great pleasure, on behalf of all of you, I humbly request Dr. Mande to address today's gathering.
Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Earth Sciences and Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Harshvardhanji, all the colleagues in CSIR-IMMT, Professor Basu. First of all, hearty greetings to all of you. I bring greetings from the headquarters on your foundation day. Secondly, I recall distinctly that Dr. Harshvardhanji had kindly agreed to visit with us Bhubaneswar in April for this particular function, and because of the national lockdown that could not be done, but we are very grateful to him to have kindly agreed to be with us on today to celebrate that Foundation Day function. Sir, Professor Basu has correctly pointed out many of the IMMT's contributions towards Atmanirbhar Bharat and other areas that they work with very strongly. I must point out, sir, last year when Cyclone Fani came in Odisha, there's very large scale destruction, and the IMMT entire team, all the people, all scientists, students, administrative staff, all of them worked in together to make sure that the campus is back on its feet within a very short time. But not only that, sir, they deployed this purification of water across Odisha to make potable water available to many people across Odisha in a very short time. And in coordination with our other labs, CFTRI Mysore and IHPT Parampur, they were also able to distribute food to many people who were stranded in the floods. So it's a very good job that all the IMMT people did, and we are very proud of the fact that when emergency situation like that arose, every member of IMMT contributed. So that also helped us that if such situation arises in any other part of the country, they can look to IMMT model in trying to implement those solutions. And good enough, sir, or bad enough, this year when the cyclone hit Calcutta, Cyclone Amphan, the first thing that we did was immediately contact IMMT staff and requested them whether they could help people in distress in Bengal to help in that. And once again, the IMMT staff was very generous. Many of them went there and helped in telling people how to purify water, potable water, and distributed many food packets and things like that in trying to reduce the stress on our people. So we're very proud that whole of IMMT has been actually working towards this. But apart from that, sir, IMMT's scientific contributions are very deep in making India Atmanirbhar as per Honorable Prime Minister's vision, and also, sir, as per what is very close to heart to you. IMMT is working very strongly in areas such as extraction of rare earths and coking coal to non-coking coal to coking coal and so on and so forth. Many of these initiatives will go a long way in realizing the concept of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So we are very proud of our IMMT team to bring not only deep science and technology solution, but also to work on the entire spectrum towards the benefit of our society. We are very pleased to have Honorable Minister with us today on this occasion. He is also the Vice President of CSIR. Dr. Harshvardhan ji is by far the only Minister of Science and Technology in the entire history of independent India who has visited all our labs, and he knows all our labs, what happens there himself personally. Even if you ask him just to spontaneously to talk about a particular institute, he is only one person in the country who can do that very easily on any of the institutes under Ministry of Science and Technology. So we are very grateful to you, sir, for your support for the last 6 years, and we hope to have your guidance and support in the coming years as well. Thank you very much, sir, once again for having joined us. And once again, felicitations to all the members, families of CSIR-IMMT. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your encouraging words, for your vision, guidance, and taking us to success. Thank you. Each year, we release our CSIR-IMMT annual report during our Foundation Day celebrations on 13th of April. Along the same line, this year also, our annual report was ready and printed during the first week of April itself, but could not be released because of the postponement of the celebrations due to the pandemic situation. So today, we are requesting our Honorable Minister, Dr. Harshvardhan ji, to kindly release the annual report of CSIR-IMMT for the year 2019-20 in the kind presence of our respected DG CSIR and Director IMMT.
डायरेक्टर हाथ प्रेजेंट करियो से मैगजीन टा प्रेजेंट करियो डायरेक्टर जतन मैगजीन टा उठिबे तांको प्रेजेंट करियो एबे नहीं और ठीक अछि एबे के कर जूम कर डायरेक्टर हाथ प्रेजेंट करियो
should have given you one also. नहीं सर, actually उनको
Thank you very much, sir.
CSIR
CSIR-IMMT was established in 1964 as Regional Research Laboratory and later renamed as Institute of Minerals and Materials Technology on 13th of April 2007. A video showcasing the vision and mission of IMMT and its development over the years has been made. It's called CSIR-IMMT Saga of Endeavors. I request our Honorable Minister to kindly release this video in the gracious presence of our respected DG CSIR and Director IMMT.
total two shot stage center two shot बस सेंटर डबल सेंटर सेंटर
video.
Hello everybody, I am Professor Suttasarva Basu, Director of CSIR Institute of Minerals and Metals Technology Bhubaneswar, erstwhile Regional Research Lab Bhubaneswar. The main objective of this lab is to have sustainable growth of minerals and materials resources of state of Odisha and adjoining states Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, also Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh in the Nagpur region, Kerala and Tamil Nadu.
CSIR, Institute of Minerals and Materials Technology, IMMT Bhubaneswar, is a premier national institution of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, New Delhi, established in the year 1964 as Regional Research Laboratory RRL Bhubaneswar. It was renamed on 13th April 2007 with a renewed mandate, vision and focus. IMMT conducts innovative research and technology development programs in mineral processing, extractive metallurgy, advanced materials, and environmental sustainability, which constitute its core functional dimensions. IMMT's expertise in characterization, comminution, classification, separation, and beneficiation immensely contributes to its generation of new, green, and sustainable processes to generate wealth from wastes. Low-grade resources like lumps or fines or slimes or tailings and various complex ore combinations are treated by employing novel techniques of reduction roasting, pelletization, DRI, and smelting in pilot plants. Technologies developed for production of flaky graphite, high pure graphite, and graphene oxide are ready for commercial exploitation. Over the years, the Institute has developed competency in characterizing bulk coal samples for quality assessment. IMMT has established state-of-the-art facilities for molecular and process modeling. Ion Pellet, an indigenous instrument for in-situ monitoring of iron ore pellets in pellet plants of steel industries, has been commercialized by IMMT. IMMT's pilot-scale pipe loop test facilities are instrumental in providing basic design parameters to several industries engaged in the transportation of materials like ores, minerals, coal ash, and red mud by using pneumatic and hydraulic modes. IMMT has set benchmark standards for pilot scale extraction of non-ferrous metals from ores, minerals, and concentrates, including lean or complex and off-grade ores and mineral wastes generating from metallurgical and allied industries. Metallurgical processing of seabed mineral resources such as polymetallic nodules and polymetallic sulfides are being conducted on behalf of Ministry of Earth Sciences, New Delhi, for the recovery of crucial metals like nickel and cobalt. Over the past few years, IMMT has done commendable work in recovering value-added products from effluents. Important of these are hollow fiber membrane unit for separation of various toxic and hazardous heavy metal ions from industrial wastes. Process for recovery of rare earth and base metals like samarium and cobalt from spent magnet scraps. Recycling of spent lithium-ion batteries and technology for recovery of manganese from secondary resources in the form of electrolytic manganese dioxide, an important cathode material for use in alkaline and lithium-ion batteries. The institute has implemented programs to extract strategic metal tungsten from gold mine tailings and have developed technology for production of tungsten alloy pellets, cubes, and pyramids for use as armory and piercing materials and products for DRDL. IMMT scientists are developing a novel process to recover alumina from Nalco fly ash. The process leads to complete utilization of fly ash. IMMT's plasma processing facility is equipped with unique equipments for a wide range of surface engineering applications are ready for commercial exploitation. Extensive research has been conducted in developing a futuristic technology to directly reduce iron by using hydrogen plasma smelting reactor in a single step. The institute has pioneered electrophoretic deposition technique for coating with metals, ceramics, polymers, graphene, and their composites for applications in a wide range of fields. Scientists are mimicking photosynthesis to produce hydrogen from water and converting carbon dioxide into methane. At the same time, photo and electrochemical sensors for detection of heavy metal ions for biological and environmental applications are being developed. IMMT has established a NABL accredited laboratory for chemical and biological testing of drinking and industrial water sources. This facility is extended to various government agencies, industries, hospitals, hotels, and housing societies. The concept of constructed wetland for sewage water treatment and recycling has been demonstrated in real-time environment in the urban neighborhoods. The institute undertakes programs to monitor and assess the land and coastal atmospheric pollution for various agencies. Plasma-based pyrolysis process to convert banana plant residues into a biochar has shown great potential as a rich source of potassium fertilizer in commercial scale. IMMT has registered its presence in the society by popularizing appropriate technologies for rural, urban, and semi-urban sectors. Improved natural and forced draft biofuel charged cook stoves have been developed for large-scale deployment in the rural sectors. IMMT's water filtration media, popularly known as Terafil, has been validated thoroughly before licensing to over 150 MSMEs throughout the country.
As a whole, this ambience that we have, this with 170 acres of land, which is a huge greenery and lawn and facilities like sports complex, facilities like cricket and football ground, badminton court, guest house, and recreation centers. This gives a full-fledged ambience of a general growth of a person who joins and probably at the age of 25 to 30 as a scientist. Not only that, most of the employees live within the campus and they enjoy really a full-fledged, very nice campus life, as I mentioned before. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on. A new website has been designed for CSIR-IMMT, highlighting their technology profiles, R&D facilities and activities, industrial partners, awards and honors received by the institute members, etc. This website has been designed by using the latest software technology with security certificate and abiding by the Government of India guidelines. I humbly request our Honorable Minister, Dr. Harshvardhan Ji, to kindly inaugurate the new website in the presence of our respected ECCSIR and Director. Thank you, sirs. Actually, every year we keep the CSIR-IMMT Foundation Day as an open day where the institute is open to public, giving them an opportunity to visit our research labs and interact with our scientists, staff and students. We also arrange exhibition of our R&D activities, technology developments, projects, etc. And more than 500 students from various schools and colleges in and around Bhubaneswar visit us and participate in the exhibition. But this year, due to the existing situation, a physical exhibition could not be materialized. Hence, we had put together the exhibition combining the R&D activities of our various departments, and Minister has just now inaugurated that exhibition, and thank you very much, sir. Now, moving on, as per the wishes of the CSIR-IMMT family members, a theme song has been conceived for IMMT, highlighting the thrust areas of our research works and its continuous efforts through R&D activities to build Atmanirbhar Bharat and to uplift the quality of life of rural Indian population. The lyricist of the song is Sri Abhishek Anand. Music is composed by Pandit Lakshmi Kanta Parekh and sung by our own staff of CSIR-IMMT. I request our Honorable Minister to kindly release our theme song in the presence of our respected DG CSIR and Director IMMT. Okay, now this is the new website which has been recently designed, abiding by the Government of India guidelines and using the latest software technology. So this highlights our technology profile, our R&D facilities and activities, industrial partners, awards and honors, etc. And I'm also happy to announce that shortly we will be releasing this website in the regional language also.
Where is the song for the Honorable Minister to unveil? Is it here or it's there?
Yes, it is here in the CD.
It's on CD. Oh, CD जो दी थी आपको.
It is there in the CD and we can play it from here also.
Mantri ji has already shown the CD for all of you, that one.
Sure. So, thank you, sir. Let us now hear our theme song.
See
you very much, sirs, and congratulations to the team behind this theme song. It is our greatest pride and privilege to celebrate our Foundation Day in the gracious presence of our Honorable Union Minister of Science and Technology, Earth Sciences, Health and Family Welfare, and the Vice President of CSIR, Dr. Harshvardhanji, as Chief Guest. With great pleasure, I humbly invite our Honorable Minister to address the gathering.
DG CSIR, Dr. Shekhar Mande, Director of CSIR IMMT, our very prestigious institution, Professor S. Basu, the Chairman of the Foundation Day Committee, Dr. A.K. Sahu. Present with me is ADG PIB here and other senior friends from the media, all the scientists associated with this function with me virtually from Bhubaneswar, and all the past directors who have joined this function. First of all, let me thank you for giving me this privilege. And let me express my apologies that I wanted to be with you in the month of April, and I had very happily agreed and consented for that. And as you all know that every visit to a CSIR lab or to a lab of a scientist, for me in the last 6 years has been a great privileged activity. And I have enjoyed each and every visit. I have enjoyed my association with each and every scientist. I have enjoyed my interaction with people inside the laboratories. And I also fondly remember my visit to your institution a couple of years back. And now, in fact, I had thought of making a second visit to all the laboratories when we were struck with this corona pandemic in the first week of January. And today, it is 8th of October, exactly 9 months ago, on 8th of January, in my ministry here in Health Department in Nirman Bhavan, within less than 24 to 48 hours of India and the whole world receiving the news of the coronavirus cases in China, because China saw these unknown cases of pneumonia with unknown etiology, and then they said that there is probably a new coronavirus, and on 6th probably they had informed the World Health Organization. And immediately we had taken a note of it, and it was exactly on 8th of January that we had organized our first meeting of group of experts. That was probably the fastest action anywhere in the whole world that India took. And as you all know, for 9 months we have been engaged in fighting this pandemic. And it's not only the health ministry, it is the whole government. It is the leadership of the Prime Minister, and it is the total society, every department of the government, the whole scientific community, not only the medical community, but the whole scientific community. And when I talk to you on your 57th Foundation Day, because this particular institution as such was born in 1964, and almost 13, 14 years back, it was given this new name and a new focused approach to deal exactly with minerals and materials and see how we can scientifically harness this important wealth about minerals, about mining these important things. I have seen from close quarters how aggressively, how actively, how scientifically, and how with great meticulous precision you all work. And this particular laboratory, I think, is a huge contributor for the Atmanirbhar Bharat. The new slogan may have been given by the Prime Minister during the Corona pandemic when he has spoken about a Atmanirbhar Bharat and focusing everything on Atmanirbhar Bharat. But from the day one in 2014, we have been seeing the whole approach has been towards promoting our indigenous science, our technologies, and our great scientific intellectual acumen. And I remember in the first science congress that he had addressed, he had spoken to the scientists of this country about the scientific social responsibility. And so his approach has been very, very clear. And it was in the first year itself he launched the Make in India movement. That was, I think, within 2 months of his having taken over as the Prime Minister of the country. Within a couple of months later, he launched the startup and the stand-up movement. And then all the other missions that he has launched, they have all been focused around ensuring that India becomes self-reliant, India becomes a huge, big power all over the world. And it is our Prime Minister who has made us realize time and again that the scientific community has the potential to actually make or deliver radical changes and radical reforms in the society. It can really, it has the capacity and the capability to alleviate the long sufferings of Indians, because we all know that even after 70, 75 years since our independence, another 2 years from now we'll complete 75 years. A large majority of Indian people are still suffering from basics. And this is, I think, this is a challenge that he has posed before us time and again, that the scientific community can actually deliver so much that these challenges can be handled. So as I said, I fondly remember this visit to your institution, and I have seen how you have done well in harnessing the value of these minerals and other materials. I will not, I have a huge list of your, I would say, achievements where you have contributed significantly to Atmanirbhar Bharat through your research and through your in-depth working around these minerals and materials. And a huge description of that has been given by Dr. Basu also when he read the report for this function, the annual report for this function. I do not want to repeat all those things, but I have to congratulate you all for because it is very heartening to note that our scientists in our CSIR and other institutions, they rose to the occasion. Because as a scientist who has been dealing with minerals and mining and all these related issues, it was not your job to be supplying food packets to those who have got that suffering from Fani cyclone or from cyclone in West Bengal in the neighboring state. But all our scientists all over the country, irrespective of what their precisely what their job was, they all exhibited a great amount of synergy, commitment, sincerity, and focused approach. Like it was said in the report by Dr. Basu that you made sanitizers, you made masks, you made PPEs, you made so many things, and you just went around in various places of Odisha and started distributing them. And it was not your job to collect food packets from the CFTRI Mysore or from our Palampur lab and then to go and distribute them to those who have got, you see, uprooted because of the Fani cyclone. And you know, it is, in fact, the exemplary work that was done by India during the Fani cyclone. Number one, the timely prediction by our own scientists in the Earth Sciences Ministry. And then, because of that timely prediction, the communication of the message to the people of the likely people for the affected areas, and then the type of actions that the administration took, and then the type of services that were delivered by people like you. It got us a name in the United Nations also. There were so many positive news items in the international dailies about how good is the capability of India, not only to predict, but also after predicting how to handle. And this is because all of us could work together. And that similarly, and the labs our produced genome sequencing of the virus. Our ICMR people were the first one to I think 4 or 5 countries had only isolated the virus at that time, and after that the virus we saw the over 1,000 viruses being genome sequenced in CSIR and over 1,000 viruses being sequenced in DBT. And then again, biorepositories being created by CSIR, also by biotechnology, and now we have 40,000 viruses in those biorepositories where you can provide a virus to a young person, you can give it to a researcher, you can give it to a industry, you can give it to anybody to do further research, to use it for creating a drug. So the point that I am trying to make is that our scientists, if they decide, and if India decides, it has the capacity to do it, it has the capability to do it, and it does it. That is what I have learned in the last 5-6 years being in Science and Technology Ministry also, that whenever there is a need, you have risen to the occasion. I remember then when there was huge cry about this pollution creating crackers. And this question was posed to me at one of the International Science Congress in Chennai. And there in Chennai, through the media, in fact, I had appealed to the scientists of the country to please start working on a pollution-free cracker, green cracker, so that next year when we have the Diwali, and next year when we come back to another India International Science Festival, we have some sort of a green cracker. And much before the next Diwali, we could see the green cracker. And by the time of next Diwali, means after another year, the scientists had already convinced the whole cracker industry in South. They had shown them the way, they had trained them. So I always feel that it has been a great privilege for me to have been bestowed with this responsibility of being the Science and Technology Minister and also the Minister for Earth Sciences, along with health. Health, you know, it has been my passion area. I have been working in the field of health since the time I was a medical student in the 70s, and I had the privilege to work in a number of positions as a health minister in Delhi, as a union health minister in the previous term also for some time, and now also, and also with the World Health Organization for a number of years as advisor in medical associations. So that had been my passion. But to have got this opportunity of working with the scientific community, I thought that it was the greatest blessing in disguise. And whatever I have learned in science and technology is just marvelous achievement, at least personally I feel for my life. And I always say that on record that if I had not got this opportunity in my life, I would have thought that my life was incomplete. Because after having seen all of you working, whether it is a lab in Bhubaneswar or whether it's a lab in Calcutta, whether it's a lab in Assam or in Jorat or in Chennai or in Pune or in Delhi or all over the country, we have so many labs, half a dozen labs in Lucknow itself. So after having worked at all these places, I've got one confidence and one conviction. And I strongly feel that science has answers to every problem that humanity faces. Every problem. Today, if climate change is a problem, science has the answer to solve it. You have to only see that the fruits of science are delivered adequately in a proper manner, with easy accessibility, with proper affordability to the people on this globe. And that is what science has done. And CSIR is all about technology. The technology has changed our lives. It has made our life easier. Whatever we do today, you don't know next week what is going to be the technology upgradation or so. After having felt that this is the potential of science, that is why I strongly agree with what the sentiment that is echoed by our Prime Minister when he says that you, the scientists, your scientific acumen can change the lives of the common man. And whenever you decide what do you want to do, first look at the people. Try to imagine their problems. It is not that we want to do this. I think what the country needs, what the people of India deserve, what they want, what is going to help them in bettering their lives, what is going to improve their level of, satisfaction, alleviate their sufferings, all that we have to imagine and in every sector. Your sector, I am sure you are having this particular lab is having so many good quality brainstormings with people who are experts in mining, who are dealing with the industry people who are into the mining thing. And then right now, whatever I have, I'm not a mining minister, but whatever I have followed in the cabinet of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, there are a lot of reforms going on in the mining sector also, which are induced by the government itself, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He wants to make things easy, and that's why we have seen that a lot of our, parameters like ease of doing business, from where we were 142 and now we are, our ranking is just less than 50 perhaps. So today on your foundation day, and this is what I recently spoke at the CSIR main foundation day function also on 26th, that it's a minimum time to rethink and redesign and re-evaluate and replan with a new vision. The whole this difficult period of Corona, we have seen that Prime Minister has been able to convert this adversity into a blessing for the country. He has given us huge programs like Atmanirbhar Bharat, Atmanirbhar Swasth Bharat, huge package of things to help everybody. It's not the time to describe in detail, but yesterday itself in the cabinet we were discussing. You will be surprised. Generally, people are talking about economic slowdown and economy is shattered, but on 10 important parameters, it was described yesterday that compared to last year's September, this September, our, you see, parameters of growth, they have all improved. Some of them we have put on the Twitter also. I keep putting all these, sharing all these informations on Twitter. So, even in adverse times, he has shown his grit, he has shown his determination, and he has called for this Atmanirbhar Bharat. For health people, it's a Atmanirbhar Swasth Bharat. And this is where I have said, I told, requested the DG also to be in touch with all the directors. Do a bit of it. You also do a bit of your brainstorming in the next couple of days, and by the end of this month, I want all the directors to meet again. Like the Dehradun declaration we did in 2015, probably in the month of May. We sat for 2 days. We had a brainstorming, and then there was a Dehradun declaration. What are we going to produce in next 1 year, next 3 years, 5 years? Now, for being an active contributor to Atmanirbhar Bharat, we all have to sit again and see what is that we can actually in a focused way do to be a real contributor to that. What is that requirement of India which India is not able to produce? We are importing from others. But after having seen all of you, I know that from a small needle to the biggest rocket or an aeroplane, you can produce anything in a CSIR lab. You have the capability of that, you have already done that. So let from now onwards be a focused approach even for our this CSIR-IMMT also, that what is that is now left and what is that is ideally required by the country to grow further in a faster manner. We have to first diagnose that and then reorient our approach, reorient our research. I always say that this research, it should not only be for your glorification of your personal CVs. And we got these 100 papers published, 50 papers published. I always say that it's not on the basis of how many times your paper was read. That is how you evaluate these days, and I have been talking about it at even international forums. Now, the importance should be assessed on the basis of how much the research could change the life of the common man, how much better we could make it. And with a little bit of, you see, shift in our approach, just you have to switch on something and put it in the right gear. And that gear should be directed straight towards that Atmanirbhar. Our focus should be like we remember Arjun's focus was on the eye of that fish. So our focus should also be again that what is that we are going to contribute to this Atmanirbhar Bharat, because 3 years back Prime Minister has put that dream before us, dream of a new India by 2022. He called that New India. Now he has added another dimension that New India has to be an Atmanirbhar Bharat. And ultimately, this new India and the Atmanirbhar Bharat will take us to a Vishnu Guru Bharat. That is what he has been saying, that for every goal, he has set a goal for our country earlier than the international goal. He wants India to be a leader in science among the top two, three. By 2030, he wants TB to be eliminated 5 years earlier. I know in health we have in our parameters around under 5 mortality and maternal mortality rate. We are growing, means we are bettering our rates at a faster pace as compared to the global averages. This is because we have set a good, ambitious target for us. So that is what I think in the presence of the DG, my appeal to Dr. Basu and all your colleagues there, that very soon I think as the things improve, I am also very keen to get back to every laboratory, because since the time I went to your laboratories, it has been a few years now, because this one round took almost 2, 3 years, and then towards 2016, when I was planning to have a second round, then I had this extra charge of Environment Ministry, so that meant a visit to lot of these forests and environmental institutions. And now, in 2019, Prime Minister gave me this additional responsibility of health also. So it has been a time crunch also. But I can assure you that I am very, very keen to go back to each and every laboratory and see with my own eyes what has been done over the last 2, 3 years in particular. And then when I come, I want every laboratory to tell me what is our exact pinpointed focused vision for next 1 year or till the end of 2022 or say for 2025. I think if you will all sit together, brainstorm, decide and declare your contribution for Atmanirbhar Bharat, you will all feel contented, satisfied. The country is already proud of you, and it will give, I think, a great amount of stimulus to other professionals also to work with more commitment and sincerity. So with these two words, I once again thank Dr. Basu because in spite of the fact that I couldn't go in April, your team kept pursuing with me. So there was no other alternative except to do it through a virtual meeting. And today is a very, very important day, because you see in our fight in the last 9 months, because of the whole of government and whole of society and whole of ministries, everybody's approach, you all know that we have been able to perform much better than the rest of the world. Even when we compare with the big developed countries, I think where they have most modern facilities for handling things, most modern hospitals and healthcare systems. But even then, we perform better than them. Our cases per million, our deaths per million, our testings per million, all these data are, I think, far more impressive. We have the least fatality rate in the whole world, 1.55. We have the highest recovery rate, almost over 85% now, and we're doing almost 1 to 1.5 million tests a day. From a single lab, we have gone up to almost 1900 labs by now. And today, in spite of the fact that we did some of the very revolutionary activities, we started with a Janta curfew, we did a lockdown, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we were bold enough to ensure that we strike a good quality balance between economy and you see bringing about the economy back on rails, and then also handling the pandemic. So we started the unlock process also, then unlock 1, 2, 3, 4, and gradually we are unlocking further, taking steps very, very meticulously with a lot of precision and a lot of, you see, high quality thinking into that. taking all possible precautions. But unfortunately, what has happened is that although a large number of people in the country are behaving very, very diligently, but there is still a small section of the society where maybe you can call it a prevention fatigue or whatever you can call it. People are a little complacent, and because of that complacency, people are not following the simple precautions. Fighting COVID is no rocket science. It is just about following a few precautions. And I am happy that everybody sitting in my room at least, and whomsoever I can see on the screen, they are all using the mask and they are using it properly. They have covered their nose, they have covered their mouth, and they are, while even speaking, they are not removing their mask. So today, because of the fact that a lot of people in the country, significant numbers, they feel that because the unlocking is happening everywhere, corona is probably over. The coronavirus, COVID-19 cannot affect them adversely, and that's why they have become a little relaxed about following these precautions. So the Prime Minister had to jump into it once again with a big, thunderous appeal. And he started his morning today with a tweet appealing to the whole country that we have to again rise to the occasion. We have to make once again a big movement in the society in whatever department we are. It's not only about health department. He has appealed to every department. He told every cabinet minister yesterday. He has ensured that every chief secretary, every chief minister is part of it. So of course our scientists also have to be part of it. And the issue is very, very simple. We have to make sure that everyone around us is following the simple precautions. No rocket science. Wear a mask properly. Wash your hands with soap and water regularly after you have touched some unknown surfaces, and maintain a good quality physical distance, or what you can. We started with social distancing, then people said it could be better called a physical distance. So maintain that 2 gaj ki duri, and of course take care of the respiratory etiquette and avoid unnecessary gatherings, unnecessary functions. That's why we have this 57th Foundation Day being done virtually. And I somehow feel that earlier also we knew that functions could be organized virtually. But the coronavirus had reminded us through this new normal that there are better things and better ways to do it. In science and technology, at least in biotechnology, I have been doing the GDMs of all the biotechnology institutes virtually for the last 4-5 years. Because once I calculated how much it costs for these traveling and all, it was a few lakh rupees just for a meeting. And where people will come and just have a cup of tea and just present something, say okay, and then it's all up. So this corona has reminded us for this new normal, which is a great blessing in disguise. And I think in times to come, we can probably improve our efficiency. We will do things physically also where they are absolutely unavoidable, but without spending any significant money, if the same thing can be done, I think that's a great advantage that the coronavirus has given to the whole world. So I would once again appeal to you that like you rose to the occasion, again listen to the Prime Minister's appeal, look at his Twitter handle, and then spread it as much as possible. I think that would be the greatest service to mankind at this particular moment, because your message may be able to inspire a couple of people. And if they are inspired to follow the right precautions, probably we may have, even unknowingly, without even getting the credit for that, may have saved a life which is likely to be lost. So that is the message for today, your Foundation Day. Incidentally, it coincides with the appeal of the Prime Minister, so I thought I'll certainly talk about it. Once again, thank you, Dr. Basu, for organizing this function in spite of this pandemic, and I wish all our scientists, they remain safe, they remain healthy, and I think let's wish, I've been praying and wishing that by Diwali we should probably at least see the beginning of the end of Corona, and definitely in this year itself, so that next year we start inoculating Indians, and probably begin with more vulnerable people and have the immunity levels of the society raised to significant proportion. So thank you. Namaskar. Jai Hind. Bharat Mata Ki Jai.
Sir, for motivating us. We remain grateful to you for scientifically inspiring us to perform better and contribute to the nation building and self-sustenance. Atmanirbhar Bharat. We assure you that we will do our best and we look forward to your wisdom to our efforts. Now, we have compiled feedbacks from some of our representative technology users and startup entrepreneurs who have benefited from the technologies developed and transferred from CSIR-IMMT. Let us have a look at a short video in this regard.
Hello, I am Sanjeev Desai, Director of SVNT Infotech Private Limited, Hyderabad. We are the system integration company working in the field of steel, power, a product called Ion Pallet, which has a pallet size monitoring system. And we looked at using that along with the team of Dr. Behera and Dr. Das under the leadership of IMMT scientists. Till date, there was no online monitoring system available in the field. So we worked with them, we struggled a lot, we competed with the international brands like Metso, Autotech, and we got the first work order, and that's a wonderful thing. We have a requirement of online pallet size monitoring system along with this India. We hope we'll have the wonderful time, and there's a lot of opportunity for us to develop. Thank you.
It gives me immense pleasure to share our experience how CSIR-IMMT Bhubaneswar influenced our journey from a research assistant to set up an R&D and a technology-based startup company. Our company is engaged in implementation of R&D projects to manufacturing plants, mostly in MSME sectors in which CSIR-IMMT support is helping us immensely in this endeavor. We have successfully implemented CSIR-IMMT patented process, the hazardous residue processing plant for the production of alumina and synthetic fluff in a medium-scale industry named AK Enterprises and New York, Odisha. This processing plant is a part of the CSIR-IMMT CR3 Center. We have jointly developed an electrochemical system for the manufacturing of different to supply hypochlorites, hypochlorous acid, and other disinfectants. We are processing plants in MSME sectors. 5 such projects are currently under process with the CSIR-IMMT Association, who provide a complete solution until the successful implementation.
A national award-winning startup in Odisha. Pulverizing rocks of difficulties and challenges, Inocule has stood tall and proud as the rare startup in the manufacturing domain. Founded in 2014 by Kamranjan Das and Surbhi Sarna, Inocule believes in solving problems unsolved by industry giants. The manufacturing facility of Inocule is based at Crown's Tata Steel, JSW Limited, BRPL Limited, and Jindal Steel and Power. Inocule signed multiple MOUs with various departments of
Inocule's USP is to develop chemicals for mineral industries which are very specific to Indian conditions. This requires immense amount of R&D efforts. Our research collaborations with IMT has been the backbone in those research efforts. In fact, when I moved from Hyderabad to Bhubaneswar, I moved in just because of the IMT.
The immense dedication and hard work put in by the talented and dynamic team of Inocule has led to several national level accolades. It was awarded as the best startup in the manufacturing sector by CSIR.
They are disconnected, sir. On their side.
The minister's office, they have disconnected, I believe.
Okay, thank you.
They have the next meeting, so they are disconnected.
So we are approaching the end of today's program. So now I request Dr. A.K. Sabu, Chairman, Foundation Day Celebration Committee, to propose the vote of thanks.
Very good afternoon, respected Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Health Science, Health, Family Welfare, Vice President, CSIR, Dr. Harshvardhan, respected Secretary, CSIR and Director General, CSIR, Dr. Secretary Mande, respected Director, CSIR-IMMT, Professor Subrata Basu, distinguished guests, my dear colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and to offer vote of thanks to all of you on IMT Founders Day conference. I extend my hearty vote of thanks to each and everyone for blessing this occasion. First, we on behalf of CSIR-IMMT Bhubaneswar express our profound gratitude to respected Honorable Minister Dr. Harshvardhan for blessing the occasion as he placed in spite of his blessing engagement in leading the fight against COVID-19. His presence in this function has immensely enhanced its importance. We are extremely grateful to you, sir, for releasing annual report, IMT video, theme song, and inaugurating EAG mission, and delivering an insightful motivational address that this is science, technology, and innovation for the common people and prosperity for a strong, resilient, Atmanirbhar Bharat. We express our gratefulness to our beloved Desi Dr. Secretary Mande to grace today's function as guest of honor and for all words of wisdom that motivate the teams IMT here. As the leader of our family, he is constantly endeavoring to see that IMT and CSI as a whole play a vital role in the STI landscape of the nation. We ever even grateful to you, sir. We thank you for being with us today. We express our sincere thanks to our distinguished invitees, licensee, startup entrepreneurs, their ceremony in virtual mode in India and abroad in spite of their busy schedules. We express our heartfelt thanks to Professor Subrata Basu, Director of this institute, for his interaction, suggestion, encouragement and support towards the progress of organizing this event. I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our sincere thanks to various committee chairmen and its members, all HODs of R&D departments, Indian Service Division, Administration, Finance, store for the kind support and sincere effort to organize this event. I would specially mention the work of Computer Networking and E-Management Department led by Dr. Satyajit Raj for his relentless effort for arranging this virtual live program. My thanks go to print and electronic media for connecting this event to the world. We also thank our colleagues at CSIR headquarters, Ministry of Science and Technology, and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India for coordinating this live concert. Our special thanks to Dr. Manju for her flawless and professional completing this concert. I once again, on behalf of the Foundation Day Organizing Committee, convey my heartfelt thanks to one and all for participating in this ceremony. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Sabu. This brings us to the end of the formal session of today's celebrations. I request all of you to kindly raise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you everyone for being with us today. The Foundation Day lecture program will begin at 3 p.m. Please do join with us. Have a good day. Jai Hind.